Good evening. Well, it's good evening here. Might not be where you are, but I am about to record this episode. What time is it? I've fannied around so much. It's 7 minutes past 9. And I'm about to use the word ironic, but I don't know if it is ironic. I'm never sure about using that word. I think it's ironic that I'm going to talk on procrastination in this episode. But whatever, let's get into this. I have titled this, hopefully, I won't change my mind, but I have titled this episode How to Stop Being in Push Energy, because so many of you are in push energy and it's such a real problem in the entrepreneurial space. And so I'm hoping that the tips I'm about to share in this episode really help you. They will help you to a certain degree, but I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. If you want massive transformation away from push energy and towards creating success from a place of ease, flow, and fun, like it is for me and my clients, then my work is really going to be a game changer for you. It involves subconscious reprogramming and intuitive mindset and alignment coaching and so much more to get you really feeling how you want to feel and creating the results that you deserve and desire in your business. And ultimately, anything that feels less than neutral or positive in your life and business is a subconscious pattern and program running that can be reprogrammed so that you feel so much better. And if you're working in push energy all the time, then there's so much going on for you that doesn't need to be going on. And you're creating your results from a place of self sacrifice. And that just doesn't feel nice. It doesn't have to be that way. Very likely that you've got the programming of success must be a struggle. And it doesn't have to be that way. So when you feel better, your energy and your action taking is so much better. And so are your results. You can literally reprogram for success with ease. And I have clients that say to me so often that they wish they'd come to me years ago. And investing in this deep inner work is utterly life changing. It's not just life changing for your business and the results that you can get from it. It's just life changing for you as a person and your experience of life as a business owner. I truly believe it should be prioritized above and beyond any investment in strategy in your business. Because, yeah, when you can trust yourself and when you can remove your limiting beliefs, you'll just feel so, so different. So, actually, yeah, before I get into the episode, it does feel good, I think, to share a little bit about how I'm different. So, I'll do that before we dive in. Number one, if you work with me, I work with you as a person. Okay. I do actually work with non-business owners too, but my business owner offers and my business owner spaces, I guess. I don't take you on for your business. I take you on for you as a person because you cannot compartmentalize energy. Okay. So if something is going on in your life that is misaligned, then it wouldn't be good service from me to just focus on your business because that misalignment that you've got going on in your life is going to be affecting you in your business because you cannot compartmentalize the energy. Or if there's a limiting belief that you have about yourself that on the face of it seems like it's nothing to do with your business, we'll go there and we'll sort it out because it will be blocking you. Don't ask me how I do this. I do it because I'm extremely intuitive and I don't have set structures or things to work on before I get in a session. I don't prepare because I meet each of my clients exactly where they're at in that moment, and it's down to my intuitive mentorship, and it's how I get the results that I do by meeting my client exactly where they're at in whatever moment it is, whether that's in a session with me or if I'm supporting them between sessions as well. Um, and I'm also great at coaching on strategy. And when you work with me, you have these upgrades that are happening on a subconscious level, and you want to embody those. And if you're a business owner, you're only ever in your own head, aren't you? So you're going to be doing things the way that you've always done them. So it's super important for me to help you align and upgrade your strategy. I literally have my eyes on all areas of your business and showing you what that next level version of you that we've created on a subconscious level, what that next level version of you would look like in terms of strategy. So that part of the work that I do is really important as well, but it comes last. If you want to find out more about that and what that looks like in my work, there's an episode that I did, an unedited episode where I did, that's called Strategy is Important, but it comes last, or something like that. Next one, if you like me on the podcast, you'll love me as a mentor. And I'm exactly the same in terms of being me, like exactly the same. But my support and my mentorship is personal to you, obviously, you and your business. It's your subconscious patterns and programs that we're working on, not just generic stuff that I'm talking about on the podcast. So you could probably tell, like, I'm so passionate about the work that I do, and I love my clients, and I love the work that I do with them, and how I take them from their starting point to their end point, sometimes really really quickly, like even just in my business energizer coaching session, that's like a one-off session, or my intensive. Like, yeah, if I don't think you can get incredible results if in your business if you don't absolutely love what you do. And that at the core is how I would describe my business. I'm just so passionate about it, and yeah, just love it so much. Um, okay, I'm gonna let the rest of my clients. I'm gonna let my clients do the rest of the talking. Um, so the last two episodes, if you're kind of thinking, okay, I recognize that I want to do some of this work. I recognize that I know I'm holding myself back, and you want to find out a little bit more. Maybe you've kind of not maybe you've been disappointed about investments you've made in the past, so you're lacking a little bit of self-trust, and you're maybe like a bit skeptical about my work, because obviously I'm here saying this, it's me talking and tooting my own horn. But if you want to go and find out what it's like for my clients who work with me, then the last two episodes have both included clients of mine. And then if you scroll back a little bit further, there's one called an intuitive transformation, guiding a client through business and heartbreak. So yeah, you'll actually find out, like, from them what it's been like, and they're all recent, very recent clients. Well, there's another one. Oh, actually, there's plenty. If you scroll all the way back, there's loads of client episodes. Just yeah, take your time. Not in any rush to work with you. Like, but if you're ready now, like if you're listening and you just feel this pull, and you're ready to turn your focus towards improving your mindset and your self-trust and the results that you get in your business by doing this deep inner work, whether that's how you feel in business, or you want to be earning more, or both, absolutely fine. Get in touch. Send me a DM over on Instagram, or contact me via any of the ways in the show notes, and let's have a conversation. By the way, I never ever do any kind of pressure or anything like that. It's so important for me that the timing is right. So, if you have a conversation with me and then don't decide to, and it takes like 6 months to get you over the line to work with me, that's fine by me. Obviously, if I can tell that you need it now, then great, if you get on and do it. But no pressure from me. I totally believe in divine timing, and so trust it, trust the timing. But if you do feel the pull and you're holding yourself back, you're going to be in an energy of delay. I will talk about that maybe a little bit later, but essentially, don't hold yourself back. Trust yourself to know and make moves based on that feeling. Okay. It's just a conversation, anyways. You're not like signing your life away, are you? If you want to get in touch and ask me about my work, do it. I'm not going to pressure you. Anyways, let's get into the episode then. So, what have I called this again? I've called it How to Stop Being in Push Energy. Okay. I'm going to share with you the most important tip. It's an absolute game changer, I think, in life in general, but of course in your business, and that is to take the pressure off. Okay. Always. I never ever pressure myself. And I think I started this whole episode with I can't believe how long this has taken me. But it's true. Like, never ever do I pressure myself. And if that means me dicking around on reels and like laughing and or listening to music or whatever, then I will. I came up here. Tom, literally just before I pressed record, Tom came in and he was like, "You've still not done it." And I was like, "No." But it's fine. Like, no pressure at all. I'll get it done, and I'm doing it now. Um, but even sort of if we zoom out a little bit as well, this episode in itself, there was no pressure for me to do it. And and I say that from the perspective of the only expectation, or the only oh, I don't know what the word is. Like, yeah, the only commitment I have to myself in my business, obviously behind the scenes, I've got commitments to clients, but the only commitment to my have I have to myself in my business for the past year is just to have an episode to go out on Monday at midnight. That's the only thing. And I decided that that could have been missed this week. I didn't even decide to do this episode until an hour ago. I mentioned on stories the other day that I don't know whether there's going to be an episode on Monday because, well, for one reason or another, I didn't have one ready. And so I said to my podcast episode editors on Friday that I don't have an episode ready. So don't worry, let's skip a week and I will decide whether to actually skip a week or to put out an unedited episode. And I didn't even decide until, well, I was going to say just until an hour ago. It's probably 2 hours ago now. And yeah, so how I did that was I put my girls to bed, and Tom went out for a run. And I remembered, oh yeah, podcast episode. This would be a good time because tomorrow we've got our day with the family. And so I checked in with my body in that moment. I checked in with my body and felt into it. How would I feel about doing this tonight? I can either not put out an episode, and that would be fine because loads have gone out lately. There's been like, yeah, loads recently. And that would be fine because I would be setting an example of honoring my needs and honoring myself. Or I can stick to my schedule and put something out. What did I want to do? Making that decision from a place of no pressure whatsoever felt really good because there wasn't any pressure. And so I checked in with my body, and that aligned feeling. I would be making that decision from a place of alignment. What feels good? And I realized, yeah, I'm excited to be recording and sharing this with you. I didn't know what I was going to talk about at that point, but I felt because there was no pressure, I felt excited to do it. And I was like, yeah, of course, let's do it then. 100% way better energy to be in when putting out content, right? Like, you don't ever want to create content from a place of pressure. That will be felt. Side note, same goes for sales calls. You imagine being on a sales call with somebody and you're really like interested in working with them and like you love what they do and you get on a call with them. If you can feel any kind of pressure coming from them, obviously it would be completely unintentional. It might be that they have well, their own inner work to do. Maybe they don't feel safe. Maybe they've not had a client in that new client in ages and they're really struggling for money or whatever. But most of our communication is non-verbal, isn't it? And so if you can feel any of that sort of unsafe, uneasy kind of pressure energy from that person that you're considering working with, you're going to run away. You're going to say no. You might not be able to put your finger on it, but you will say no. Um, Whereas if the person that you are on that call with is totally secure in their own energy and in who they are, and the fact that they're detached from the outcome and they can just fully listen to you and be present with you, and you can just feel that they're fully safe, then you're way more likely to say yes. And I had this conversation. I had a conversation about this with one of my clients the other day, and I was kind of trying to describe what it's like to be in this energy of completely being detached on a sales call, and you're unapologetic about the work that you do. And I said something like, it's not that you give off like I don't give a fuck vibes. It's I know my work is great, and I would love to work with you, but only if you'd love to work with me too vibes. Otherwise, take care, have a great day, wish you well. And it doesn't matter. It so doesn't matter. I truly believe that I only want to work with people that really want to work with me. And I also truly believe, like, actually feel it so strongly. And I program this into my clients as well, like with the subconscious reprogramming, that nothing that is meant for you will ever pass you by, so that you can get on those calls and be completely detached about it. And actually, I'd love to just share a story with one of my newer clients recently. She had somebody book a call with her who ticked the box on the discovery call that said something like, "I have no resources to invest in myself." And in theory, I'd be like, okay, well, don't get on that call then if you don't like protect your energy, because if they don't have the resources to invest, then they might be trying to expect some free coaching or whatever. Who knows? But you got to trust yourself. Sometimes I will see that box being ticked and just I'll feel into it and I'll still hold the call, because sometimes people tick that out of fear or whatever. But anyway, my client trusted herself and she chose to do that discovery call, and it was amazing. I loved it. When she came back to me, she was like, I did that call to practice what it felt like to be completely detached and practice being like unapologetic in my work. These, like, because she's quite new, her subconscious reprogramming, her audio that she's listening to every night as she's going to sleep is quite new. So those programs are only just starting to be embedded. So she did this call to practice like truly feeling completely detached from the outcome, because she didn't think that, this person who said they had no resources to invest would invest. So it was a great opportunity for her to practice. And guess what? They signed. And so that was so, so cool for her to experience that and see that massive transformation from, somebody saying, nope, cannot afford it, to, yes, I need this. When somebody sees the value in your work, then, you know, quite often they will find the money, and they'll tick that box because they think they don't have the money, but ultimately often people say they don't when they do. Anyways, getting sidetracked. Let's go back to how to remove the push energy from your business. Next tip is to try to, as much as you can, like, self-awareness is key, right? You can't improve, you can't get better unless you're aware of an issue. So the more that you can observe yourself from a place of compassion and non-judgment, the more you can observe yourself and make the unconscious things that you're doing conscious, because you're spotting them, the more you can do that, the better you're going to get, the more self-aware you're going to get. Um, so my next tip is about noticing the energy underneath the actions that you're taking. And don't ignore it when it's not a good energy. If it's a push energy, then stop. If you notice, for example, that you're sharing what you're doing on stories because you've got um you're not put anything out recently, then stop. That's not a good energy. You're not respecting yourself. And also, side note, if you're recognizing that you're having like loads of time off stories all the time, then you're probably not feeling safe. You've probably got some inner work to do, because it doesn't feel good, whether it's visibility fears or fear of being judged or whatever. There's stuff going on there. But yeah, just what in general, notice the energy underneath the actions that you're taking. And if it is push energy, then just stop. Okay, respect yourself to stop and ask yourself, what would feel better than doing what you're pushing yourself to do? And go and do that. Okay, revert back to point one, take the pressure off. It's always better. If you can go and do something that you want to do instead, follow your joy, follow your energy, it's so, so much better. Okay. And if that means going for a walk rather than creating content, then just try it. Like, if you've never tried this, just try it. So, so much better. You take the pressure off, you raise your vibration, and you end up getting the content ideas on the walk anyway. Okay. Another example, if you're messaging in the DMs, don't do that unless it feels good to do that. Okay, because most communication is non-verbal and they will feel it. If you're doing it from a place of hustle, they'll feel that there's a lack of connection there. And actually, quite a while ago, I don't know, maybe, oh, it doesn't matter how long ago it was, but quite a while ago, I received a voice note from somebody that I had started following. And they sent me a voice note welcoming me into their community. And of course, obviously, she would have originally done that from a place of trying to build connection. It's way more personal to send a personal voice note. It's got a personal touch, isn't it? But honestly, I just remember it so clearly. It was sent in hustle energy because it sounded so inauthentic. It sounded rushed. It didn't sound genuine whatsoever. And it was just totally defeating the object of trying to create connection when she's sending a voice note in complete hustle energy. So just stop. Stop whenever you're noticing that you're pushing, that it's push, push, push. And this might be so hard. Like, I get it. It's easier said than done. The tips that I share on this podcast, if you've got limiting beliefs, then those limiting beliefs are going to be driving your behavior. And so, if you want to collapse your timeline, then consider doing some deep inner work. It's going to be a game changer. But At the same time, also, you can make a lot of changes. I'm just saying it might be a little bit harder to overrule what's going on. Your behavior is driven by your subconscious mind. Okay. But the more you can be aware of what you're doing and raise that self-awareness, the more you can change. Okay. So just watch, but make sure you're watching yourself from a place of compassion and non-judgment. And this leads me very nicely onto my next point, and that is, how do you stop push energy in your business? Comes down to the relationship that you have with yourself. 100%. Like your business is going to be a reflection of you. All right. And the more you can work on yourself and loving yourself and accepting yourself exactly as you are, then the more it's going to be a game changer for you and your business. The more you're going to allow yourself to be internally validated rather than seeking validation, the more you can just be you, like be authentically you and just show up as yourself and not hold yourself back, not try to shape your behavior to to fit what you think others would like to see in you, or whatever, or shape your offers to fit what you think they should look like, or whatever. When you can work on that relationship with yourself, it's just such a game changer. And so, like, again, if you want to collapse your timeline, work with me. Like, we work on you. That relationship with yourself is so, so important. But just in terms of like, it's fine. Like, if you listen to this and you have no intention of doing any inner work, fine, totally fine. Like, the point in itself is to notice, how do you talk about yourself? How do you think? Because your brain listens to every word that you say and every thought that you have. So that relationship that you have with yourself is hugely important, because if you're chipping away at yourself and criticizing yourself and judging yourself or making yourself feel wrong if you have done something, if you've not met your, extremely high standards or whatever, if you're expecting unreasonable levels of productivity, or if you're expecting unreasonable um, expectations of yourself in any context, right? Again, it's not just about your business, it's about life in general. If you're being unreasonable with yourself and judging yourself and speaking to yourself harshly, then it's not going to be helpful for you in your business. Like, you're just going to be blocking yourself so much, and your vibration is going to be lower, and your energy is just not going to be the same. If you want that magnetic energy and that magnetic confidence, you've got to work on your relationship with yourself. There is no way around it. You cannot fake genuine confidence or genuine, like, somebody who is um so okay with who they are and so happy and accepting of who they are in all contexts and all situations, that the confidence that brings through into the business that they have, you just cannot find that anywhere else. um and I've got so many different stories that I could share about what that looks like in terms of making bold decisions in your business, or just bold moves, and like fast success, suddenly just showing up on stories with a fire energy and just sharing, like, unapologetically what amazing things are going on in the work that you're doing with your clients and in your programs. It's just like, you can't fake that. That comes from the relationship you have with yourself. And so, a tip that I would love to share with you on this, and first of all, it's like, I just want you to be able to remove yourself from linking this change here with results in your business. Like, just completely zoom out for a second. Why would you not want to work on the relationship you have with yourself, just for like enjoyment of life? Your own experience of life just levels up, like your ability to feel joy and abundance and gratitude and just like so much joy expands. It expands so much when you work on yourself. um I forgot where I was going with that point in terms of the business, but um yeah, I can't remember. But ultimately, when you're working on yourself, so, well, when you work on yourself to get, oh yeah, I know what I was gonna say. When you when you get that relationship with yourself that is just so good that you can just be so happy just being like in what you would previously have considered maybe a mundane afternoon or whatever, you could just absorb yourself in like being so present and so high on life that that energy is just like felt by people around you. And I just get people saying quite often, like, I love your energy, or I really enjoy spending time with you, or I love listening to your podcast. Like, I know people listen to like podcasts each week. They're not even business owners. They just tune in and or like watch my stories. They just tune in because the energy is like uplifting. And so if you want that, it comes from working on yourself. There's no way, there's no like quick way to get it. It's just working on yourself. Can you try and get yourself to feel like the version of yourself that you're heading towards? Like if you're building a business and you've got dreams in your mind's eye of having like a six or multi six figure business, can you close your eyes and tune into that energy? Like, imagine that you're that person now. Imagine that you have that business and that group program or that high level program, or you've got that book or whatever it is, like whatever vision you've got in your mind that you want to create. Just close your eyes and imagine that you've literally got that now, and just feel that shift in you and your energy, and practice being in that energy around your house. Practice being in that energy in the shower, or like when you're getting ready in the morning, or when you're cleaning the kitchen, or whatever you're doing. Like just those small, normal moments in life. Practice being in that energy. Like your brain can't tell the difference between will and imagination. So you can literally trick your mind to be like, oh, okay, this is what it feels like to be a multi six figure business owner. Just feel that magnetic confidence and like good feeling about yourself. It doesn't matter that it's not true, because honestly, like the effect that you will get from pretending that it's true is amazing, because you're tricking your subconscious. You're creating false memories that your subconscious is like, okay, cool, we're a multi six figure business owner, we like feeling like this. And you can bring that energy more and more and more into your day-to-day life, to the point where you expand that and just feel like that all the time. And this is so cool because you literally have to be who you're becoming. You remember, I always say, like, if you're a regular on this podcast, you probably hear me say it every episode. You get more of what you are, not what you want. So if you can be in the energy of the version of the business owner that you are working towards, if you can be in that energy now, just imagine how much faster you're going to attract that in. So take that piece of advice and implement it along with all the other bits of advice. Just watch the impact that it has. But also, if you've listened to this and it has moved you and you are considering doing some inner work, do not wait. Okay, take this moment, take this as your sign to get in touch, because how much longer are you going to wait? Like, if you're not happy with where you're at now and you stay this way, manifesting more delay, because when you're delaying, when you're in that energy of delay, you're just going to get more of that, because that's literally you are delay. If you're delaying on something, that's the energy that you're putting out. So you're going to get more of that. How much longer do you want to delay your success? Are you holding yourself back? Like, ask yourself now. It might not even be to do with investing in yourself, but ask yourself, what are you putting off? What are you telling yourself? Oh, I will do that thing when I've got this thing. Why? You're worthy now. Can you go and do that now? Can you go and plan that now? Can you go and send that message? Can you go and book that thing? Stop delaying. Just do it. And watch how much faster your life moves and your business moves when you stop delaying. You're worthy now. Okay? Do the thing. Got 45 seconds left. So, oh yes, I've got to mention that I've got a competition on as well. So yes, you are worthy. Okay, so if you've got this sign, if you've got this pull, message me and let's have a conversation. I just feel like there's more people out there that are wanting to work with me that haven't made touch yet. And last time I said that, I said I could feel it. I could feel two people in my energy field. And I said that, put it out on stories, and they messaged me. And one of them is now working. We've had one session. It's been an absolute game changer for him. So don't delay. Right, 10 seconds. I have a competition. Go and review this on Apple or send a screenshot of this, 2 stories, and tag me, and you'll be in with a chance to win a coaching session with me. Thank you for listening to the Bigger Than You podcast with your host, Jenna Holloway. If this episode has been valuable to you, please share it with a friend or leave a review.